My footsteps must sound like headboards banging against the wall. My voice must be orgasmic flow of innuendo, my walk moving to the rhythm of his strokes. He only imagines me naked, stripped, sex doll for his fantasy, pussy on standby, always wet and ready for him to slide into body. Not my body, but his favorite pastime. Not body at all, but video game, where he is always 2 steps ahead, programmed only to win victory, defined by how long he can make home of me. He only texts me when he's horny, shares thoughts of what he thinks about doing to me, knowing that he would be the first to do any of this to me. He covets my virginity, caring not for the person whom it belongs to, doesn't want to get to know the whole of me, is only interested in exploring me from the neck down, only caring to go as deep as my cervix will allow him. And this is not about me, more the idea of me. I am just a stand-in, or for the moment, or you're here so I guess you'll do, and I am tired of the way he views my virginity as victory, my body as plaything, and me non-existent. His chances of sleeping with me are non-existent. I am learning to demand respect for the whole of me, for people to get to know the whole of me. I am more than my body. I would just be bearer of light, to be beautiful. In mine, I am not your sex doll. My pussy is powerful and personal and turned on by more than text messages from a boy who wouldn't be this bold in person. My virginity is important to me because it is mine, my life, my choice to open or to close any and every part of me. I know that I am worth more than some boy who imagines me only in his bed, but not in his life. I know who I am, the struggles placed upon me without my consent, how black women's bodies been martyred since the beginning, how my ancestors fought under the weight of men, forcing them to bear children and shackling them to names they could not pronounce, how this body is politicized, polarized, picked apart so the best things can go elsewhere to be sold back to me while telling me that black ain't beautiful, but I know who I am. How my body is a temple and sometimes I pray in it to remind myself that God still loves the Mary Magdalene in my thoughts, how pleasure and purity both be my choice. And how my thighs hold as much magic as my brain, as my heart. And I will not apologize for sharing or not sharing any of it. I wrote this poem because I was talking to this boy who really, every conversation we had was really just like him trying to get like nudes or thirst traps or just like talking about like the things he wanted to do to me. And I was just like, I was really over it because I'm just like, why don't you want to get to know all of me versus just wanting to know this one like part of me that I haven't even shared with anyone? So I wrote this poem. My favorite line of this poem is probably how my body is a temple, and sometimes I pray in it to remind myself that God still loves the Mary Magdalene in my thoughts. I just think there's something interesting about the images that I used there and how I made myself a temple and then talking about God, but also using Mary Magdalene and comparing her to myself, even though throughout the poem I've talked about my virginity, but there's something that's just very interesting about that image. I think I just want this poem to be something that people can look at and say like, hey, not everyone's having sex. It's okay to not be having sex. And you don't have to feel like you are lesser or more because you are or not having sex.